really like to see those supports take a more active role in the bottom lane. Nothing's more frustrating than going into a solo queue, having to play AD, and your support just sits in the bush. None of these guys do that, though. Thankfully, you'll all be in for a good show here. This is going to be interesting. We got the Nick Wu ban for Zed and the Loudamortis ban for Amumu. The third ban is kind of tricky against compLexity now that they have Prolly, because any ban you throw out, Prolly will be able to dodge. He will play any champion, so they're probably not going to use it. And they go for Nick Wu with the last one, taking out the second ninja, Shen.
The request for more bans in queue is for people like Prolly.
You'd have to ban out
oh, so
more than half.
Actually gets banned out here. So they're kind of saying, where's your comfort zone lie after this?
Okay, so they banned out the Zed and the Shen, and they took the Jace, which are his top 3 champions for Nick Wu. But this has opened the gate. A little bird told me earlier that Nick Wu really likes Victor. I'm not going to say he's going to pick it, because that's very unconventional and people love to troll me.
But we don't know where it could go. It was more of a...
But I have to say,
yeah,
that is on the table. He's actually a Victor player, so maybe it will come in later. They do pick up the Malphite. If he did do that, it would move a Malphite to the jungle.
Yeah.
So we can still hold out hope for that. But regardless, Malphite's going to be a strong pick. Either team would really like an Initiate, and Malphite plus Sona, those are 2 amazing right there, because Sona can follow up a Malphite ultimate really easily. That'll enable her to get in position to just pull off a really nice crescendo.
Yep. And I was actually thinking, I was like, it's probably going to be a Cho'Gath. Loudamortis loves that. It's what they used against Dignitas at MLG to make the win there during the Spring Championship. But no, they don't need it. They're going to bring that tank out on to Malphite, like you said. Okay. Karthus coming back in.
They could be still just trolling.
Let it hover.
Until
it's all right.
Yeah.
Deep breath.
I've been training for this. I'm staying calm. If they do actually, I would feel vindicated, finally. Because he's actually a very good pick against Jace. A lot of people, like Prolly said, don't know what to do when they're faced with a champion they haven't seen in a while, and they just automatically revert to playing passively. So that's actually going to give them a very nice early lead that will buffer the early weaknesses of a Malphite jungle. Malphite jungle, nobody's scared of Malphite jungle before he's 6. Nobody has ever said, oh, where's that Malphite pre, like, minute 5 or something. They don't really care.
Said no one ever. Absolutely correct.
Yeah, it was true.
The move around and the lock-ins, I am actually quite happy with them.
Yeah. Well, now I have to cross a couple more people off my list of trusted sources. That's too bad.
Burning bridges. Burning bridges.
They did it to themselves.
They burn their own bridges. So, Brunch, you taking up Twitch. We just saw Doublelift play a spectacular game on Twitch as well, so kudos to him for that as they took away his Vayne. We'll see if Brunch U can put up some of the same numbers like that, but with a W this time, because CLG was taken down.
I'm still going to hold out. They could actually still pick a Nick Wu champion here, because Prolly's favorite champion's Kennen. That's going to be a Prolly Kennen in the middle, I'm pretty sure.
Prolly.
It's probably going to be a Prolly Kennen. And that would mean Nick Wu still has the option of holding true.
I said I would love to see a LeBlanc this game, and I really thought it would come from Prolly. I had no idea it would come from GGU. In Daydreaming, really? Are we going to get a support Elise? Well, or a support LeBlanc,
either way, it's going to be a very offensive support, right? So either way, I think we're going to be happy. Support Elise, very offensive. You can definitely go for kills. Support LeBlanc, big in Korea for a while there. He had his heyday. Okay, Nick Wu, you're back on. You're back on the golden list here. I'm so glad. They did not lie to me this time. It's true. The Victor pick has come through, and Loudamortis is on one of his signature tanky junglers. He's a tanky, slow, heavy CC guy. That's his wheelhouse. That's what he likes to play. He doesn't want to go outside of his comfort zone anymore and play those brawlers.
But like you said, Malphite, no one said ever that watch out for him before level 6. The 2 double kills on Cho'Gath when they beat Dignitas was the reason they took hold on that game. So is it a champion he can produce something for compLexity on?
If he stays with these summoners and goes with that teleport, you can burn the first teleport for a counter gank. That's what people do a lot with Jungle Master Yi, because Jungle Master Yi just about it. Usually it's all about her single target damage. And down in the bottom lane, they're going to go with the normal setup here, sending their AD down bottom. right now. It looks like compLexity just pinging out a lot of defensive pings along the river there, so they aren't going to be looking for an invade. GGU might have different ideas, though.
I would really like to see if they are going to go for golems. It might be hard with a LeBlanc, not giving as much support, but she can kind of throw out Q damage. So if they get that, I could definitely see a QW, you know, all in from these guys on a Sona right away, because that is going to be some quick burst damage from LeBlanc.
LeBlanc has started with her Q, leveled up an ability already, so she doesn't really get that effective until you can combo another one of her abilities on top of her Q. So the way the Q works for LeBlanc is you put the mark on someone, and if you can follow that up with another skill, then you get a silence, and you get that mark to explode, dealing more magic damage.
Everybody loves exponential, not exponential, but multiplying magic damage when you get those locks on. We're going to have to see if it really affects that bottom lane, or it's going to be MIA that can stay sustained with Brunch in lane, and they can avoid that quick burst damage that Daydreaming is going to bring to the table. We said it before, Daydreaming is one to build into the ability power for his team and kind of find some auras later if they need it, but he will be doing damage this game.
This is why everyone's looking forward to compLexity games now. Nick Wu pulling out the Victor.
Yeah, the Victor
probably
as well.
Pulling out the mid-cannon. He's probably going to go a hybrid build on that mid-cannon. He's a really big fan of diversifying his damage types, so the item build is going to be hard to predict for him. He's really flexible too. He can change it up depending on what's happening. It looks like the mid laner and the bottom laner here are going to start off on the Wolves for compLexity. Meanwhile, don't mash me. Daydreaming's gonna hover over the mid lane here.
They're gonna dig to toss it up.
It looks like we are gonna have the old support and AD in the middle, which I think is a really good strategy. I think that should probably be standard because it makes it so much easier for your support to roam. Support roaming was huge back in Season 1, and even in Season 2, it was pretty big. It looks like we're also going to two-man this blue buff over here for compLexity. Nick Wu is going to be the one to grab that, and he is going to head into the 2 versus 1 lane middle as Prolly goes bottom.
Some good trade damage back there for Zion Spartan, not really giving MIA a chance to win that back and forth. 2.5 minutes in, we do see the lanes have been swapped up. It's going to be up to the teams now to react to this. Lauda Mortis quickly out of mana in middle here. And we're going to see if he can get himself around the jungle and get that back.
Yeah, Malphite without a blue is pretty hard, but you can see compLexity planned this level 1 out exactly. They cleared the entire jungle, only double golems just now respawning. They had a place for everyone to go, and this is exactly what they were looking for to start. Now we've got Nick Wu trying to clear waves with his laser beams. There we go. Doesn't do quite enough damage right now. But he has an Elixir of Brilliance in his inventory. So if he pops that, not only will he get more cooldown to be able to spam that, but he also has up the ability power as well.
Does have that burst. Where is Kennen down on the bottom lane? They're still doing all right, making sure he wasn't coming in. Nick Wu's trying to hold it off. I like the fact that they gave him the blue buff. He can continuously spam under the turret. And is their focus right? Have compLexity kind of switched it back so their lanes do have a good advantage against what they're looking at right now?
The whole point of picking Victor was for compLexity to go with a 2 versus 1 lane. So wherever GGU sent their AD and support, they want to send Victor. Victor now has level 2 on that Death Ray, and he can start clearing those minion waves a little more effectively. His mid tower is just taking a beating though. It might take too long because Brunch U and MIA just got to that top turret and they are just now putting damage on it.
And there's still quite a bit of pressure on both sides here as the junglers look to mirror their paths, one through the lane, one through the river. We see Nintendo making his way towards the top, actually just saying in his last kind of interview that he's kind of playing a little bit more laid back and with the champions people are playing, but he brings out Elise this game because they're pulling out all the stops and they know the playoffs are coming up soon. Nick Wu there taking quite a bit of damage. There's that quick burst and the silence when you can't trade back.
He has had to pop his Elixir of Brilliance because he needs to clear waves really quickly. The turret is almost going down. The strategy not quite working out for compLexity right now. They're actually on the back foot as far as turret health goes.
We do see Lauda Mortis now coming in after he got a few more camps under his belt. He's back after going to the fountain. No real big purchases for him. He actually picks up a Fairy Charm. Damage here from Prolly down bottom. The Azox goes down. Can Jinte turn around? He doesn't want to take any more damage, and he's forced out of the lane here. He has enough potions to stay, though. That's
going to be the red Elixir pop for Prolly. He's got his advantage, but he has not been able to take Jinte out of the lane quite yet. And Karthus can CS from a very far distance. Here we go, Nintendo coming in mid.
Could be the dive here. A nice throw down by Nick Wu. He's just going to be able to stop everybody from getting in. They would be stunned if they tried the attempt, and after that cooldown comes up, he looks to chain on the ethereal. They could get the damage down here. The ignite goes. The last Q will make it possible. Great job by Daydreaming to pick his team up first blood.
Looks like the support LeBlanc has trumped the solo lane Victor right there. Good job, by the way. He tried to lay down that gravity field to zone them out.
Gravity field, there you go.
But that's Victor's move, by the way, that purple blob that came up. A lot of people are not familiar with the moves of Victor because you don't see him very often. That thing will slow you down by 28% at level 1, and if you stay in it for over 1.5 seconds, then it will stun you for 1.5 seconds. But it won't have an instant stun, so it's not a very scary instant CC. You have to stick around in that thing. Probably's doing his best to shove that bottom lane, though. He's up a few CS on Jinte, but it's nothing to call home about.
No, he could have gone aggressive after the engagement we saw between them, because he does have his flash up, and for Kennen to get in and out under a turret, he specializes in those kind of escapes. But he is going to go back, knows that he has the flash, and may use it within a gank in a few minutes here.
Probably going to actually recall here before Jinte. Probably picks up 2 longswords, so he's going to start out going AD Kennen. He can still switch at any time.
He is running AP. He came to lane with 58 in the beginning and about 25 AP. So yeah, he's kind of, like you said, he is definitely going hybrid right now.
He's 100% hybrid maniac.
We'll see what happens. It is 41-42, so those lanes are keeping it even. The solos of what they would be is actually Zion Spartan is 32 CS to Victor. Nick Wu's 19 right now in his solo lane. So he's definitely taking a little bit of pain there. The scaling of them is definitely going to affect them if they can't, or affect Nick Wu if he can't get the CS.
Yeah, now it'll be interesting to see what Victor does for the rest of the game, because that was their early game plan. They were like, yeah, he's probably going to be a really good 2v1 champion, right? He can wave clear with his Death Ray. Didn't work out too well because he was up against Caitlyn, and then the threat of LeBlanc always there. LeBlanc doesn't really do much against turrets or for shoving waves, but she has a lot of threat so that Nick Wu can't overextend, and we saw there the burst potential for picking up first blood definitely paid off with that pick.
Every time I look at this team, I just see how much they kind of really counter Kennen, right? If they were to dash in on Daydreamin', they either get a net, or dash in on Mashme and Daydreamin', they get a net, or he gets a chain to the face that slows him. They have a lot of ways to stop this. Their fights are going to have to come when Loud and Mortis can participate fully.
They really have to chain all their CC. If we get a Loud and Mortis Unstoppable Force and then follow up with the MIA Crescendo, then that'll be perfect chance for Prolly to get off it'll be hybrid AP, or it'll be hybrid Kennen damage.
Kind of like a stun bot.
Yeah, so it'll be a lot more follow-up stuns. It won't be quite as much of an impact as a full AP Kennen. We have 3 people up here on top for GGU. Nintendo just snuck in through these bushes, so this could get dangerous here for compLexity.
Yeah, definitely. GGU's the Requiem is up for Jinte, so even if it looks like it's going bad, they can still push it in their favor and get the advantage here. Brunchu going to walk out just a little bit further. Once they pass that minion wave, the cocoon will come out. No, it's going to be LeBlanc first. They get the chain onto Sona. They go for each side. They're trying to take down both. Ace of the Hole comes out. The Requiem, once it starts to go a little bit bad, to make it good, Jinte to pick up the kill in the end.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they wanted to get both kills right there, or if you're right, there was just a little miscommunication, but the burst from LeBlanc, plenty to get it done right there. Don't match me firing off the Ace in the Hole. They're also going to be rewarded with this turret.
Looks like they may not be able to take it out. Teleport coming in as Loud and Mortis comes up. He is now level 6. Will Mashme and Nintendo Dax bunch together? He will get his ultimate off. That teleport is now down, so they may have some movement on the map if GGU can get down towards that dragon.
Daydreamin's been tracked by Prolly right here. He ran through a ward. Now he's going to walk back up.
That's a high cooldown for Prolly. He's got to be careful. Kennen uses that surge, and they really need to make sure they can get out of a situation. Being slowed down, that top turret finally goes down to Jinte. Getting a bit of pressure here, turns around, knows he can walk right through MIA on this, playing it very smart mentally, and he gets himself into a safe spot now.
He's just going to walk right back out of that. They actually lose a lot more minions to the turret than they would have. GGU just keeping up the pressure right here. They definitely have the upper hand right now. We still have the unknown factor of that Victor, though. People haven't played against him in a long time. It'll be interesting to see what upgrade he chooses, because he actually has a personal item that nobody else can buy, the Hex Core, and he can upgrade his Hex Core to augment one of his other abilities. Usually people get the augmentation for the Death Ray to give him more power on the lasers, because everybody loves to have those lasers. But The power transfer upgrade, which is the Q that gives him shield as well, will actually burst your speed by 30%, which is huge.
And we see Kennen actually going in his hybrid build, putting some attack speed in there, knowing that Kennen has a not very high, but one of the higher base attack speeds at level 18, synergizing that with a Blade of the Rune King soon.
He's definitely going with the hybrid damage output here. Nick Wu getting a little cheeky death ray off right there, stopping the back from Zion Spartan.
Daydreaming coming to lane. It looks like they may try to make something out of this. Daydreaming is sick, so he has that double use if he wants to on his ultimate to mirror image one of his abilities, and he can really replicate that damage if he wants. Going in once, they get the 1-2 on. You can see the full ability power damage is not there yet, but it's a good amount of burst and silence to come in for a fight.
Yeah, and then we have 4 members. Now that Zion's gone back, we only have 3 members of GGU. That's still more than compLexity currently have, as we have MIA walking down this river right here. Got to be careful because Nintendo looking to catch him out.
And it looks like compLexity is kind of not going with their normal ways. Very early dragons are usually something that they put in their book, but not this time. They haven't really even set up for it. The wards are going for GGU here, one attack onto that pink, but they still don't have the vision advantage on dragon yet.
Yeah, along with the Malphite not being very scary with ganks, he can't do a lot of dragon pressure either. Like he's really just that ultimate, and he can soak up a lot of damage. They're trying to make something happen down in this bottom lane, but a good ward here from compLexity means that GGU won't be the ones trying to steal it.
Brunch could be ready to fight this with team if they get a good ult off here. They have a red elixir in the bottom lane, and I don't see why they wouldn't try to go on this. The pings are going down from GGU, but it looks like they're still going aggressive, and Loutamortis is going to back. No advantage taken here.
That Malphite is all about the ultimate, and he hasn't really been able to make an impact yet. Once you hit level 6 and you've got that available, usually people start looking for the gank to try and make use of it, but they've been pressured on all sides. It's been really hard for them to really create any sort of play. Right now they have this ward in the bottom bush though, so he could actually teleport into that and get a decent positioning by Don't Mash Me.
Yeah, his teleport is down. Do you think he's actually waiting for that? They're saying we could try for the ult and maybe hit it bottom, or we can stop, like you said, a gank and counter it with the teleport later. Are they really putting that much focus on it?
Doesn't look like they have enough time here. GGU going for the dragon. Karthus can burn down single targets so quickly with that lay waste.
Looks like they are able to get it. No contest here on the other side. Does look to be a team slowed by a Jinte wall. He kind of just closed off their entire entry. Maybe they'll go around the backside here. And it looks like they just go for mid. They're trying to pull that one back with a turret of their own. Good damage now coming in from Zion Spartan Shock Blast.
So even the Prolly pick of one of his main champions, that Kennen, the hybrid build for the Kennen even, he wasn't really able to shut down Karthus, the solo lane that he was going up against. And Karthus just gets beastly late game. He's going full AP. He's going full AoE magic damage that we've seen be so effective in a lot of the earlier games. Zion Spartan actually with the acceleration gate trying to tag compLexity here. compLexity
is going to get in a tight spot soon. Yes, they're building the Aegis, but they also need to get armor on somebody. The whole team is so squishy. They're just taking huge chunks from the Shock Blast of Zion Spartan. He's going to continue to be able to do that. It's really costing him nothing. Looks like he's going to go and pick up the blue buff. And like I said, they have that Aegis probably going to the Bulwark on Loutamortis, but they need to get way more HP on this team.
Something might be coming together here for compLexity with Nick Wu getting the augmentation for his gravity field. That's the purple blob we were talking about earlier. The augment gravity actually gives you an extra 30% cast range. So that's just another AoE stun for this team. They actually have 1, 2, I guess if you count Prolly, that's going to be 3. And then also the crescendo means 4 AoE stuns plus a twitch. Theoretically,
whether conditional or not, it's there.
Yeah, theoretically, that sounds like a very good late game team comp if they can chain those perfectly. It's just, can they get to the late game and can they time those abilities?
See just how much damage they're taking. Back and forth, the harassment coming from GGU. An ace in the hole allows them to pressure this turret just a little bit more as it chunks Prolly and Loutamortis down with some auto attacks thereafter. Even Nintendo X getting some auto attacks down from the side. Loutamortis almost goes down without even seeing his aggressors.
That's the tank. That's the main point of initiation for compLexity. So now they're in stall mode. Oh, another Shock Blast. Almost taking him out. Good thing he has his shield.
And that's needing health, not armor. You're just getting bursted out so hard, and he almost got it one more time.
Yeah, a lot of Mortis definitely decided to move out of that spot after he already got shot. They're just pelting them over and over. This turret about to go down.
Oh, Nick Wu wanted a cupcake so bad that he went down to 10% HP. Oh, he looks to go down. He has to get his abilities off before Requiem falls. Nintendo X jumps on his face and doesn't allow it to happen. Probably alive with a sliver of health. Zion Spartan going ham, and he just punches Brunchu out from his own turret. They're locked up under it. Can he get away fast enough to shield? What a locket. Good guy, great team. Good job, GGU.
Oh, a lot of Mortis now on the run. He looks like he's going to be okay. Jintae's out of mana. Daydreamin' very low on mana too. They aren't going to be able to chase him down. Careful, a lot of Mortis. You have a blue buff. You don't want to give that over to either of those APs. Are going to say that Daydreamin' having a great success on another one of his specialty offensive supports.
It really is the Prolly of supports coming in here, and just GGU picked this guy up. Daydreamin' is providing so many opportunities, so many openings, and just that extra damage that is making compLexity fall in the teams that they have faced in their fights. We'll see if they can carry it on. Good Game University so far having a great day. There's a flash in onto Jinte. He gets stunned after his flash. It's going to be a follow-up here, and Prolly had one of those marks ready, able to finalize a second stun on that. Very good kind of mechanics.
So they did finally come out with a kill. One of the picks there paying off now. It's a little bit late, though. They're very far behind. He's going to get scared off of this turret, too.
Oh, there it is. Death Real Chains. You need to throw that out. Get it out first, and then do your combo as you come in. You need to slow down that cannon. The rush just gets him away. A good heal pretty much gives him health, it looks like.
Yes, sir.
Off that
now
damage.
Don't Match Me going to shove that lane. Zion fighting up with Nick Wu in the top lane here.
He does get the extra range on the slow field, but that gate able to negate that. And it looks like a lot of Mortis coming in. Will they decide to use everything they have? His ult is down for about another 20 seconds. It's going to be all about stealing the movement here. Zion Spartan giving himself some back. A lot of Mortis. Oh, he just missed it from the Fog of War exchange. And Zion's going to make it out clean to meet up with Nintendo.
That's the power of an acceleration K right there. You saw the distance he could gain so fast. A lot of Mortis cooldown, just a little bit too long right there. Daydreamin', it looks like he's hovering around here, wants to surprise somebody. Don't Match Me able to shove this lane in because Sona has to play really far back. Always worried about that burst from LeBlanc. Now we have Nintendo and Zion coming in from behind.
An over-the-shoulder cocoon just misses. MIA looks to get exploded here. A few shots from Zion Spartan as he saves his abilities to then jump onto Prolly. These guys are just playing with great peace of mind right now.
Double kill with the dunk on the furball to finish it up. And now they're shoving on the inhibitor turret. This is a very quick game for GGU right now. It just looks like compLexity wrote everything out on paper and haven't had much time to practice it in scrims.
Not being able to be a threat, like you said, as a Malphite in the early game. Now a threat, though. Takes him out, saves his teammate, goes down eventually. Valiant attempt there as they trade 2 for 1. A lot of Mortis trying to hold it off, but like I was saying, he couldn't make that impact early game like you said, and that's really what compLexity needed.
We've got this Malphite over here with no ultimate and no teleport and no giant
first item.
No giant spell. He doesn't even have the completed Aegis of the Legion, so he's really not doing much now. Probably gonna face check this bush.
Oh, he gets hit up with the cocoon. It's very low mana for Match Me and Nintendo, though. This could be turned around. Jinte coming in from the side is gonna be the factor that they needed. Nick Wu could not follow up with MIA.
Now it's just getting kind of mean here. that was a little bit brutal. They're gonna follow this one up with another dragon. Nintendo with the timer on that one.
That was pretty
very
nice. You don't really get a chance to count out that spider, but I guess he has very well. Threw it like a Gragas barrel. They pick up Dragon. They pick up a 6,700 gold lead. 19 minutes in.
Lattimore comes down to place a ward, and he sees the dragon has indeed been taken. I didn't say it.
Unfortunate.
Zion Spartan finished the blue buff up there. That's actually going to be really good for them. You see how much damage he has been doing with just those repeat shock blasts over and over, even taking down the wannabe tank that is Lattimortis.
Yeah, he is really trying to get there. Finally finished the Aegis. Fiendish Codex coming out for Nick Wu, so he's really not able to put a burst out that's coming from a blasting wand and an already stacking Rod of Ages that's pretty much almost already fully stacked. We'll have to see here. 20 minutes in, 9-4 is the score. Good Game University really on a momentum wave from the previous game today.
Yeah, we do have a small ray of hope now for compLexity. The Infinity Edge has been completed by Twitch. So if they can perfectly pull off their CC and chain it so that no members of GGU can react, they still have a decent chance. The spray and pray, they really have to put a lot of emphasis on the pray right now for compLexity.
It's going to have to be those initiations of the ultimate, and you can see Zion Spartan getting locked up, but he's probably going to turn around and do some damage here if he knows he's going to go down. Actually flashes away. He saw the teleport coming in from the top lane. Great map awareness.
Yep, that's another big cooldown there for compLexity. The Requiem was also used to scare them off, but Daydreaming goes right in.
Daydreaming goes right in for Nick Wu. Puts himself back out of the fight, and he pretty much puts Nick Wu out of the fight as well. Nintendo flashes, Repel not in range, but it is for MIA. He may walk right past MIA, but he gets stunned up, doesn't get the kill, so I guess I didn't even need to say it at all. Zion Spartan trying to find him. The brush too strong. It keeps Nick Wu alive. Oh, the shock blast for the minion wave setting up the barricade. They finally grab it. A double kill coming in. Karthus able to find his Jinte, picking up a few kills on the outside. Many tower hits. So strong. Oh my god, compLexity in such an I think I can mentality. GGU limps away, can probably clean it up.
Probably definitely wants to clean it up. He is going to go in. Oh, he dodges 2 skill shots, 3 skill shots, and turns around.
I wanted a flash ultimate. That's all I wanted.
Too bad he has no flash.
No early Christmas coming in on this game. GGU, however, opening up a few presents for themselves there and really evening it out. 2 and 3 all across the board for kills. Everybody is getting their hands dirty this game for GGU.
You can see even the jungle Elise, he's got a completed Runic Bulwark plus Locket of the Iron Solari, whereas Loud and Mortis on the jungle Malphite only just now finished that Aegis of the Legion.
And we have a replay of that off-screen kill that came in as well. We'll take a look at that.
All right, here's Don't Mash Me. Starting off with a snipe on front you. This pink ward do so much. Red buff, Don't Mash Me. Look at that pink ward barely about to run out there. Don't Mash Me taking the opportune moment. Now he's running away from Prolly here. I didn't quite look at the things. Could he actually get out of this? Please escape. He's got the net over the wall. And this is where the rest of his team is. He makes it all the way around, running the gauntlet through the base. And Prolly, that's where he uses flash. Don't Mash Me finally goes down.
That's right, he didn't have a flash. I look at it. So again, that's why my Christmas was thwarted, and I actually got to go back in time and watch why. 22 minutes into this one, 13-6. And Muramana finished up onto Jace. Bulwark finished up with the Locket of the Iron Solari as well. Rabadon's just moments away from being completed on Jinte. And like we said, it's been that Infinity Edge battle for quite some time between these teams, but Daydreaming is making such an impact on support LeBlanc this game.
He really is. You know, we go back and forth about which one of these subs has had the greatest impact. I don't think we can even debate it anymore. It's just they're all extremely good, and it really just depends on the day.
That's completely true. 2 minutes on Dragon objective. Eyes are focused on the top lane right now. Look at Daydream. The support is looking to make an engagement and throw the other team off. There it is. On to Prolly. Bounces out. Not that much damage, but Prolly has to rethink this fight. And now it's a 4v5.
Yeah, not that much damage. What she does still provide is that silence. So at least you get that silence. And if he actually uses another ability, the silence will be a bit longer if you proc that RQ as well. It looks like they're going to zone him out after that. The snipe does come down, but it is blocked. The Sona Sustain doing a lot of work right now, actually.
Good amount of poke coming in here. And look at GGU's positioning. They're giving Loud and Mortis one person to ult at any time. Nobody is next to each other. They are getting every poke they want on this turret, in and out. Daydreaming again, making some plays, messing with the mind of compLexity.
compLexity wanted to go in on that. You saw Prolly proc his Twin Shadows, which is a key part of his hybrid build. He stacks a lot of slow items. He's got that plus the Cutlass. But they were stunned up. Too much CC from GGU, keeping them pent up inside this turret. Now Loud and Mortis getting stunned.
I don't think I've ever seen a team just create a bubble of offense around a turret like this, using the jungle as well. They start to go in. The crescendo goes across. It's low mana, though, for MIA. He cannot support his team. Loud and Mortis defensively unstoppable force out of the fight. The double kill coming in for the AD carry Mash Me, and it looks like they will continue to push this turret. The minion wave close behind. Probably falls in middle as Zion chases him down.
Nice.
Or actually, that goes to Jinte.
Yeah, the Requiem there. Collecting heads. He doesn't get either Brunch or MIA, though, so at least they're going to survive to defend this top turret. It looks really dire right now for compLexity. In that team fight, they want Brunch to be able to freely auto-attack, but he was too scared because they had to keep on using their CC every time each member was pressured for their lives. They weren't able to chain them up there and get GGU all in one bunch. So Brunch, you had to do a lot more backtracking than auto-attacking.
MIA doing exactly what he needs to do right now. I think it's pretty easy to say when you lose your half of the jungle, the game becomes a little bit harder. He's putting those wards out. He's trying to make their buffs their own, because GGU has just made it out with Blue Dragon, and they're looking to come back strong on probably this Baron positioning as we see everybody trying to get the cleanup.
We also got that Morel Anomicon that's been so popular on supports these days. Actually really, really good on LeBlanc, because cooldown reduction is going to help her a lot. That's one of her problems. After she does her full burst of spells,
He's walking around for 20 seconds.
Yeah, she doesn't do a whole lot. Probably in trouble now, though. Zion going in.
Spooky Ghosts are going to save him for a second
Zion's
here.
in trouble.
Can Zion get out this time so they don't have any more slows to stop him? He has a full base to run. This is old Dyrus on Poppy days. Can he make it out? I don't think he's going to have the speed, though. No, they are able to catch him. Great job by compLexity. These little instances are really what's going to help them pull back and find that first rung of the ladder they need to climb here.
Morris now going to be the victim over here.
Daydreaming dives through the entire team, knowing he can get to the back line. A great chain onto Mortis. He will be finished off. His ultimate was used defensively last time, so there's no engage even coming from compLexity if they want it.
So they both trade picks right there. Zion's buying for Mortis. It seems like a good trade for compLexity because they're behind, and that's the jungler for the top lane. But Mortis is such a key part of their team comp that it's a really bad trade. They can't do anything without that unstoppable force to get everything going. Their only hope is to chain that with the rest of the CCs that we keep talking about. Haven't been able to do it yet, and now they definitely won't be able to do it that he's in the graveyard.
And definitely needs to get some HP under his belt. He is supposed to be the tankiest person on the team, and right now, he's someone they can focus on the side of GGU.
He's at least completed his Runic Bulwark,
right?
But that has forced him to avoid the two main stats that Malphite scales with, armor and HP. His passive gives him an extra 10%, so stacking HP really efficient on Malphite. Also armor, he gets damage from that with his W, his W amplifies it, and then his E scales with armor. So those are really two things that Malphite usually looks for. He's up against so much AP damage, though. He even has to worry about the AP damage out of the support here from Daydreaming.
We'll see what he decides to build next. It looks like a Locket of the Iron Solari is to be a Kindle Gem off of that Ruby Crystal. We did see that the Wraith, or Twin Shadows, I should say, was built up on Prolly. We saw him taking that after the Bilgewater, so he did not finish into the Blade of the Rune King just yet. He really is going super hybrid here. Looks like he's going to piece together a Void Staff right after this and just kind of keep that hybrid damage coming.
You know, with my great insight into the mind of Prolly, I think he's going to go for another slow. He's going to go for the Rylai's Crystal Scepter. He just loves stacking slow on top of slow, so when he uses the first active item, that one runs out. He's got another one to back it up, and all his spells will also apply slows. We'll have to see, though. He's got Home Guard boots. So does Nick Wu. Those are very really good purchases. It works like Vladimir's trying to go in here, but they actually get caught out. Prolly in the middle.
Prolly hasn't done anything yet, and he's already down to 25% health. Daydreaming. His clone gets dropped out, but he does get dropped as well. Prolly moved out by Requiem. GGU pressuring down the inhibitor turret. They've only dropped Mortis, but the team is just forced to enter into their base in a different way. GGU has made this entrance their own.
Home Guard boots for Prolly. He's going to try and chase down here, but it's not quite fast enough. The wall in the center here going to keep them from chasing that one down. Now we have GGU posting up. They were seen by wards. So this is compLexity's one chance. Can they turn this to their advantage? They know where GGU were last seen. Is Brunchu going to face check it?
Oh, they got to Ansi. They did not need to throw that cocoon out. A good slow there by Nick Wu. And it looks like they're going to walk out power in numbers, but GGU has them on the run. They know they have them split, so that's still an advantage.
We've got a very, very low Brunchu, so they don't really want to make anything happen. He's another crucial part of the team comp. You really need everything to work together at this point. You can't function without every single member hitting their CC or being Brunchu firing from the back lines. They're down by so much right now that they have to, I don't know,
it's almost
they
like
have to spray and they have to pray.
Without unstoppable force up, Mortis has obviously just said, we can't fight. Farm your asses off right now because we're behind. It's 10,000 gold at 30 minutes into the game, and we're half the kills behind. He may just need to teleport in. They may need to engage a 4v5 to get a surprise fight because they're running out of options.
Yeah, they're trying to get a little bit of money back here. They've got Mortis split pushing. He does have teleport, but almost everyone on GGU could solo him right now, and they're just going to go ahead, use that Oracles to clear out the ward in the back of Baron, and then Karthus plus the Elise, just massive. Oh, there we go. Massive damage.
Finally bringing in the Jinte to get some more damage in there. Daydreaming over the edge, gets himself back, still gets the lockdown on MIA, but kills him himself. Takes down the Oracle, support on support action, and the fight continues. Loudamortis gets himself in. This is the initiation they wanted. That teleport exchange. Nick Wu going down though, and GGU is just too strong at this point for it to work. Probably left to run to the base.
compLexity tried to focus on Domashmi there. They had a good ulti from Loudamortis, stunning him up. Nick Wu followed that up with an ult of his own, but not enough to take down Caitlyn. She does have that Vamp Scepter, life stealing back, and they're going on the inhibitor, or the Nexus turrets.
They are pretty big inhibitor turrets at that. They are guarding the biggest inhibitor of all. Probably looks to save it by himself here 30 minutes in. He's doing what he can. He's saying, follow me out of the base. You don't want the big inhibitor. Follow me out. He goes down. The KDA of Zion Spartan goes up, and it looks like the Nexus will have the same fate as Prolly.